Welcome back, fellow armchair generals. This is Gamer1745. I hope things are going well with you. Started the this episode just a little bit and had a little minor computer problem, so I have to restart it. Didn't play too much time, so if I either leave something out or repeating myself, I'm sorry. Okay, so this is just from the last save, so you haven't missed anything. I did a little bit of organization, but no clock time has moved. Alright, so we first have to deal with this, the fate of France. If you were to not take this event, when you conquer France, you get that, you get all of North Africa, you get like the French Guinea over here, and places like that, that obviously you don't have to hold, but I don't know, I would personally feel compelled to hold. And I sort of want, for historical purposes and play, to give the option of what the Allies may do with Vichy France. Excuse me. So, it just sort of want to play down history. So, and it will also mean less occupation difficulties at this time too. You don't have to have as much troops, because if you don't hold, put occupation troops in North Africa, the British, the Canadians, they'll start invading. I've had, even when once Vichy is there, becomes in the war, I've had Canada invade North Africa, and sometimes when I have conquered France, Canada has invaded, even with some garrison forces. But so either you've got to garrison all of this stuff, or they're just going to come and take it away from you, which will make them more powerful. It is not territorial control is not just about you or they control, or you controlling it and getting the benefits from it. It's also about denying it from the enemy and denying it at the least cost. So, and obviously, if you get more factories, more resources, you can build more units. But it also takes up manpower, and so that's a trade-off. So if you can turn some stuff over to Vichy, have Vichy control it, and even keep Vichy as an ally potentially, there's two ways to go with that later on. Either keep Vichy as an ally or just occupy them. If you think you're going to lose all of North Africa, it's better to occupy Vichy and garrison this up with proper forces down along here. If you think you can eject them from North Africa, it may be better to leave Vichy alone and just support Vichy. So, just some thoughts. Alright, so we're going down the historical path there. And also, at the end of last episode, we were ready for, because we just got our auxiliary vessels here, so we're ready for our invasion of Norway. So we're going to send them up there. These operating heavily in this area. So these naval bombers will help any fight that we may have with British ships that may otherwise have been. For these guys, in case. So I want to make sure I have air power over the Netherlands, just in case Britain or somebody sends in some air power. Okay, let's get things moving here a bit. With my playstyle, this, everything manual, you need to yourself keep your forces advancing, and not allowing them to just wait around. It's not wrong, I don't think, at all to put it on auto. It's just I've sort of grown up with playing, board game versions of this stuff that this is just so much easier than trying to keep track of everything with the cardboard chip type war games. So this is just easy and I love it. We got max just about everything because we recently taken Paris, as I probably said in the last episode. It's getting more and more territories with leadership in them, so we're getting more leadership coming along without necessarily completing research. As you can see, France is just virtually done here. It's just a mopping up exercise. Get a little more experience for units, and particularly commanders. Maybe gain a trait, but probably more likely just push them along the way towards some here. Are we up there yet? They're slowed a little bit by their transports or auxiliary vessels. Okay, see here, they have some garrison units here, so I could drop in my Paris. And historically, Denmark didn't fight much at all. There were a few, I call them skirmishes, I don't know what the Danes would call them. But it was largely a peaceful occupation, and we'll get into what happened in Denmark in later episodes. But they used air bases in Denmark here for the airborne parts of the invasions of Norway, Oslo area. Okay, now that we're up here, we don't want to hang around long, so we're going to start Operation Weserübung. Okay, so we're now at war there. Yay. Bringing enlightenment to our fellow Nordic type peoples, or shall we say National Socialist enlightenment, which may not really be enlightenment, of course, but And you can see here that they're only now maybe just starting to move units off of, oh, I know the Italian army looks dangerous, especially if you're the French army, but they really weren't that dangerous. And so they got all these big forces, and we've already taken their capital. Wish the AI was smarter. A few people suggested we should try this multiplayer, and I'm thinking about it, but I just not sure about it. Okay. I'd like to, just coordinating, organizing it up, finding another player, that kind of thing. The Swedish steel trade, we've lost its effects because we've lost control of Narvik. Because although they were able to ship steel out, or transport, I should say, steel out of this region in summertime, this time of year, in winter, it had to go out to be shipped out via Narvik. So even though it's Swedish, it still goes through Narvik, and they're now allies because we've declared war on them. Or, in the allied camp, not our allies. Okay, small air search radar. It's an avionics. Cherbourg's a victory point city. See, we just have to take enough. We've taken these here. There's no defending. Attack. But we just have to get a few more victory points. I don't know if Cherbourg will be enough. They're going to move out of there very quickly, so we can maybe take that victory point. Well, they're maybe moving somebody in, but the HQ units aren't going to hold the forts very well. Okay, we've landed in Norway, it looks like. Okay, Schroner, very interesting guy. He was not liked by his troops. He was a very harsh disciplinarian, but he was a very good leader, and he kept them alive in the cold, so he's highly rated in this game, and I don't disagree with his rating. And Dietl here, he was also very good general. He was the sort of the one famous for the battle in Narvik, in which a lot of the soldiers, or a lot of the troops, were naval troops, or naval, not troops, but just navy men that some of their ships got sunk and were ashore, and they just were, converted immediately to ground troops. Technology, C. Sniper warfare, yes, we will increase our research there. Okay. Carentan just always makes me think of the Band of Brothers series. If you don't know how much, I presume many of you, I don't know that all of you watch a lot of movies and documentaries, so you know these place names. Of course, if you may actually live in or near some of the place names themselves. Living out in California as I do, it's sort of far away from most of the wars and places. The British are the ones that are fighting the best, of course. But now that they get hit in the flank. And then these guys will counterattack. Okay, I'm going to have to stop this here. Some AVG problem showed up. We will continue.